What is happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are vlogging our trip up to Orkney, and then we'll get some videos round about there. I'll probably put it all into one video anyway, so if you're watching this you'll get the whole experience of our trip up there, what we do up there, and maybe a little bit of the trip back. Currently we're still in Aberdeenshire. We're just having lunch at our favourite pizza place, Forest Farms. That's what it looks like. So yeah, we're gonna have pizza here and then basically bomb it up the road because at a safe speed, of course. Yeah, because our ferry is this evening around about 6:30, I think it is. So yeah, we're driving up to Gills Bay, which is about a 5-hour drive, I think, and then from there it's about an hour on the ferry, and then we'll be over to Orkney. So visiting my family. Today already we've been to the airport, actually, even though we're not flying. My sister, when she visited a couple of days, left her handbag at the terminal because, like me, it runs in the family. She's a bit senile. So we went there, went to Lost and Found, picked that up. It cost £8 to pick it up. It's only a tiny little bag. So yeah, she definitely owes me a coffee. Yeah. So all good. Anyway, we're back at Forest Farms, and we'll get this pizza, show you what that looks like, and then we'll hit the road. Here's the pizza. Right, open them up, let's have a look. Okay, so that's your margarita.
No, that is the perfect margarita. This is also mine.
And this, I think I ordered the Diavola, so it's got some chilies on it.
I'm closing that because that smells really spicy.
So guys, let's get fired into that. Right, that is pizza devoured. How was yours?
It was fantastic. It's the most I've done. I've not been well, so that was like the most I'd eaten in a week, and my goodness did I enjoy it.
Yeah, mine was amazing as well. Perfect balance of heat and cheese. Sorry I couldn't show you more, but we're in a bit of a hurry now. So we're going to hit the road, head up to Gills Bay, north of Scotland, and yeah, we'll see you when we get to the ferry.
It's a beautiful life, oh, oh. It's a beautiful life, oh, oh. It's a beautiful life, oh, oh. I just wanna be anybody. It's a beautiful life. I just wanna be anybody.
Right guys, we've almost made it. We are now at, I think it's like the most northerly Tesco on mainland Great Britain, probably. It's certainly one of Fiona's favourites.
I never said that.
So we're at Wick at the moment, so this is pretty much the last sort of, well, almost the last stop before you get to Gills Bay. There's also John O'Groats, which is the most northerly point, but they don't have a Tesco. But they got lots of other things. It's like a weird sort of mini economy. They got like a whiskey shop and a 24/7, 365 day of the year Christmas shop, which is bizarre. Awesome if you like Christmas, yeah.
Who doesn't?
So yeah, we're gonna stop off here, have a quick toilet break, which you don't need to see, and have a drink, maybe walk around, stretch the legs, and then we'll head to the ferry. Let's go. Right, we're at Gills Bay. So you can see behind me, that's the first, and that's where the ferry will be coming from. It's not quite here yet. We're in good time, about an hour early, so that's good. And this is pretty much the most northerly point. John O'Groats just it's officially the most northerly point, but this is where we catch the ferry from. And yeah, so we're just waiting for that. It's a bit cooler here, nice refreshing breeze. So we're just going to get wrapped up a bit more, put a jacket on, and that's the way Orkney always is. It's always a little bit colder. Yeah, we made it. Where I grew up as a kid. So yeah, that's the only village on my island. So that's Margaret's Hope right there. And we are here, we have arrived. Shall we do a little room tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is where we're staying for tonight. This is my mum's caravan. So, living room, very nice. Wife, she doesn't come with a caravan, she came with me. Got some gas heating, which is nice because it's always cold in Orkney. Tiny TV, that's probably got the standard 4 channels, which is pretty much all you ever get up here. It was very big news when we got channel 5. Little kitchen area for doing cooking and stuff. We're not going to be doing much cooking, we're only here for a day or two. Through here we've got the master bedroom. Big bed, it's fantastic. Window to the outside world. Cupboard space. Through here, little ensuite off to the side. Oh, wrong light switch. Somewhere in here. Yeah, so we've got shower, sink, the loo, another window to the outside, mirror, that's me, and yeah, second door. There's 2 doors into the bathroom. You can get lost into here. We've got electric heating as well in the caravan, so you never get cold. There is a spare room as well, if more than a couple of people are staying here. That's in here. Don't know if there's a light switch. Is there a light switch? There we go. So that's a spare bed if you ever needed it, but we don't. So that's that. And yeah, back through to the kitchen. So yeah, this is my mum's caravan. Basically, it's the place she keeps just in case I ever come home. So
Your mum did not get a caravan specifically for you.
I always like to imagine when I'm not here, she just spends all her time pining for me.
Hello, it's an Airbnb, which is lovely, and we would highly recommend if anyone is looking to visit Orkney.
I don't even know if it's listed at the moment. I don't
Is it
think
not?
it is, no.
If it's not, then ignore that, and if it is, it's
Yes.
a good place to stay.
I think she's working on getting it listed anyway. But that's that for tonight. I can't show you much outside because it is pitch black. So in the morning we'll do a little show around the farm, see some of the animals. There is chickens, there's ducks, there's sheep, there's a couple of horses, Is there anything else? Pigeons,
Dinosaur chickens.
dinosaur chickens, turkey dinosaurs.
Yep.
I think that's all we've got,
I think so.
but that's enough to be going on.
And might take them a trip to Kirkwall.
Yes, we are going to Kirkwall tomorrow because tomorrow I'm doing the park run, Kirkwall park run. I've done it once before. This will be my second time doing it. I haven't run much recently. I did the Inverurie park run 2 weeks ago, but apart from that, I haven't really run much at all in the last 3 months. So I'd be happy just to get under 25 minutes with this one.
But we
so
could
yeah,
take,
no world
we'll
records.
show
in sight.
people the
But-
delights of Kirkwall.
Yeah, we will show you the delights of Kirkwall, such delights as...
And we'll find a good place for coffee.
Yeah, we'll find a coffee shop. No, there's loads of delights in Kirkwall. We'll definitely show you things like the big stone cathedral, the Sunstone Cathedral, and yeah,
There's a Tesco.
there's that's not one of the delights of Kirkwall though,
I
is
think
it?
it's one of the delights. I judge.
Well, you weren't
everywhere
impressed
by-
with the Wick Tesco,
I
were you?
wasn't impressed with the Wick Tesco. First of all, the problem with that is the toilets are in the wrong bit, which is just weird. And when you walk in, it's just the whole layout's wrong. But I'm not dissing Tesco. I think they do a great job, and big shout out to Tesco. This is not sponsored by Tesco, but you know, if they were watching and wanted to, feel free. You wouldn't mind, would you?
I would mind.
I wouldn't. But I'm just, you know, respect to all the Tesco's. It's not in my top 5.
Right,
But
well,
if
this
you'd
is...
like to know what my top 5
we
Tesco's
don't.
are,
Nobody-
comment below and I'll tell you.
Nobody wants to know that. This
You
is not
don't
turning
know.
into a Tesco ranking video. Anyway, this is not what people came here for. So we'll see you in the morning and we'll show you some more of Orkney. Good night. Good morning. Good night. Good bloody morning to you. This is Orkney. Now we're in and a view of the outside. So this is the caravan behind me. This is where we stayed last night. Best sleep ever because it was just pitch black and dead quiet. So absolutely loved it. Got a windmill in the background. Fiona's just coming out for a walk around, and this is the landscape looking back south. Penton First back up there, that's where we came up across with the ferry. Heading down there, that's into the South Parish, and over there, beaches and things like that over the hill. Back there, that's the village the ferry came into, over there. And then over to the east, you've got Scapa Flow, and we'll talk more about that and the history behind all of these islands shortly. Alright guys, so we are currently on South Romsey. This is our starting point. It's the most southerly island. This is the ferry that we came in on. And now we're going to cross the first of the Churchill barriers. Now on your left you'll see some water. On the right you'll see a giant beach. That beach never used to exist. This used to be all water through here. And then after, during the Second World War, they built these barriers basically to stop German submarines from coming in and sinking the British Navy, which was based here in Scapa Flow, which is that body of the war on the left. So we've just left South Romsey and now we're on the island of Bury. This was actually the first island that my parents moved to when we moved to Orkney. I was only 2 years old at the time, but this is originally where we lived. Over there, that's the new primary school. That's not the one I went to, that's the old one there, that's the one I went to. Yeah. That's pretty much Bury. So you drive across this island, and then there's 3 more barriers to cross, 3 more Churchill barriers, and then we'll be on mainland Orkney, which technical word for it is Pomona. That's what the island's called, the main island. But most people just call it mainland, not to be confused with mainland Scotland, which is something completely different. Up that road's where we lived when we first moved up to it. Big house up there. This isn't one of the barriers, it's just a natural lock here on the left. And a few locks in the way. That's still Scapa Flow on the left though. You'll observe we have the normal customary colours. Red means stop, green means go. As with everywhere else, nobody really knows what orange means.
How does it feel being back in the motherland?
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Like you've never been away?
well, it's always nice seeing the things that have changed. And,
Like the traffic
things that I've
lights?
seen. Yeah, traffic lights. That's the highlight of my day so far. Yes, this is the third barrier now. The first one we crossed is the fourth barrier. So it's in order first, second, third and fourth from the mainland going south. So that's why we started at the fourth. This is now the third. That wreck that you can see on the right hand side, that is one of the block ships. Now before they built the barriers, originally they had these block ships here, so they were just old boats that they sank, and then they put nets between the block ships. Most of them have rusted away, but there's still one or two of them that you can see. And that was originally the measures put in place to stop German U-boats and ships from coming through these gaps, because most of the gaps they've got like these concrete batteries with that they would have had heavy guns and things like that set in, so that the British fleet could come and go safely and be protected. But on these little gaps that they wouldn't have been manned, they put these block ships with nets and things to stop. And the reason why that didn't work is because one of the German U-boat commanders one night managed to sneak in through a gap and sink the Royal Oak, which was
Tesco! Sorry.
Tesco, yeah. So it sank the Royal Oak, which was one of the boats that was harboured in Scapa Flow. Big battleship, and I think quite a lot of people died. So as a result of that, they built these barriers. So now this is the second churchill barrier, causeway, that we're going across now. These islands we just crossed, Lambsholm and Glimsholm, just tiny little islands, so there's hardly anything on them. It's like I think it was like a fishery place there that grow lobsters and things like that, but apart from that, there's not much on these islands. I can never remember which one's which either. One's Lambsholm, one's Glimsholm, but I can't remember which one's which.
What is a fact that non-Orkney people don't know about Orkney?
You have to call them the Orkney Islands, or just Orkney, but you can't call them the Orkneys. That annoys locals. Oh, there is something on this island, the Italian chapel on the right hand side there. We're not going there just now.
But later on we could stop and tell people about
the
it.
Italian chapel was built by Italians, of course, because they were prisoners of war during the Second World War, and they were used to build these barriers that we're driving across right now. So the Italians built these barriers, and because they wanted a place to worship, they turned one of their huts into a chapel, which is now a famous tourist spot, and I think it's quite a lot of Italians come up as well to see it as part of their heritage.
The native Indian community did the totem pole.
Yeah, we've got a Viking totem pole.
Yep.
Now we're on Pomona, so this is mainland Orkney. The village we're just about to drive through now is St. Mary's. This area generally, this sort of district is called Ham, spelled H-O-L-N.
Oh, sorry, that's a really nice cafe. We went there for coffee and it was lovely. What's that called again?
I can't remember.
We'll show it later. What do you think? Do you class yourself as an Orcadian?
I don't know, I kind of feel like you need to be born in Orkney to be an Orcadian.
Okay. Well then, how do you feel as a non-Orcadian? Sort of. What was the downside of growing up in Orkney? And what was like the best parts?
The thing is, when you're growing up, you don't really know any different. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's any downsides, because it's not like I was missing out on anything. I'd say, okay, so maybe one of the most obvious downsides when you're a kid is movies coming out in the cinema, because they would always be released down south first, and then it would be a few weeks later before they came up here and were shown on our little cinema screen.
Okay.
And our cinema screen's not the best. It's okay. It's you can watch a movie on it, but it's not exactly IMAX or anything. So yeah, kind of getting everything
crime is low, but it's not unheard of.
Even the feeling of safe. I wouldn't say you felt safe because there was no kind of yin to the yang. You know, it's not like I said, you didn't know about danger and knife crime and stuff like that happens down south. So it's not like you felt safe. You just felt normal.
Yeah,
just
true.
kind of you just wandered around freely. You never kind of wandered around going, oh, this is great. I feel so safe. You just live your life.
Do you think it annoys the locals though that non-Orcadians are more and more coming to the island to live, buying houses, building houses?
I think, yeah, for the economy it's a problem because rich people move up, buy a house, and young Orcadians who struggle to get together the money for buying a house can't compete with that buying power.
Yeah.
Because if you've just left home and you're sort of trying to put together a deposit for your first house versus a millionaire from down south who's moving up and buying up property,
Yeah.
it is a bit of a problem for young Orcadians to try and get a house for themselves.
And in the summer, like the cruise ships, like the tourism's huge.
Yeah, so that comes with pros and cons. So basically, once the cruise ships are in, if you have a few cruise ships in, population of Orkney doubles, which is great for the shops making more money and selling all their stuff. Like there's a lot of craft shops and jewelry shops everywhere, so it's great for them. Great for taxi services and things like that. They obviously make a killing, but obviously it's a little bit like not quite as bad, I don't think, but it's a little bit like Venice. It's, you know, the locals struggle to kind of get about their daily life because the streets are so full of tourists. Like if you go to Kirkwall when there's a cruise ship in, it is noticeably busier and it's harder to kind of get around. Yeah, so there's pros and cons with it, but I think overall it's probably a positive, net positive.
Yeah.
Right, well there is a cruise ship in, you can see it there. I wasn't sure if it would be one this late in the year, but yeah, there's one cruise ship in there, so it might be quite busy in Kirkwall. Parkrun might be a bit busier as well because I've only done it once, but last time there was like a lot of tourists in there. There wasn't like actually many locals doing the parkrun. But yeah, this is Kirkwall. That big white building, kind of circular building down there, that's the new hospital. And you can see the cathedral, St Magnus Cathedral.
Is it an actual hospital?
Yeah.
Or is it like a health centre?
It's a hospital. It's just they can't do major operations.
But they could deal with certain things. So rest assured.
You can see things. This is Highland Park Distillery on our right. This is the whiskey. There's two brands of whiskey from Orkney, Highland Park and Scapa whiskey. So this is probably the more famous of the two. Parkrun, this is maybe another bit of information people from Orkney won't know. Parkrun takes place at the PDC. PD is an Orkney word which means small. Think petite from French, which is where they think the word originates from. I think some sort of French-Scottish connection there where people took the word petite and turned it to PD. I'm not sure how or why, but that's what they reckon.
I don't think that sign needs any explanation.
This is Supermarket Road. We've got Lidl, Tesco and Co-op.
But really, Tesco's is all you need. Local hotspot for food, the snack pot.
That blue cone there, that's one of the parts of the parkrun. You run around the blue cone and do a loop back on yourself. So I'll park here. Yeah, so you can see the size of the cruise ships that come in compared to the actual city. Pretty massive. And this water here, this is the PDC. So yeah, I'm going to go off, do the parkrun now, and we'll see you on the other side and do a little bit more tourism. We're going to grab a coffee, grab some breakfast, and yeah, see where we go from there. So, see you in a minute. And we're done with the run. So that was half an hour of running hill. Well, probably, I'm hoping less than half an hour. So yeah, it's a little bit breezy today. nice and sunny though, so it was super hot. When we had a headwind, it was nice and cooling, and then when we had a tailwind, it was like roasting hot. And there's only like one tiny little bit of the run that's shaded by some trees, like the only trees in Orkney. So yeah, it was a good run, and now we're gonna head out, get some breakfast and refuel. Let's go. Okay, so we've not quite got breakfast yet, but we got our first coffee of the day from Movement Coffee, which is
Quite new,
just
apparently.
down, yeah, it's quite new, and just down, I can't see, down that street down there. So, let's have our first taste.
I've
It's really
tasted
good.
mine and it is really good, but it's very strong.
It's proper coffee.
That is like, I'm going to have to wait for the ice to melt to kind of
Yeah,
get a bit.
that's not your average Starbucks swirl, that's like proper coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd give that a very high rating.
Like for a coffee connoisseur, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, so Movement Coffee in Kirkwall on Albert Street or Victoria Street. I always forget which one's which, but yeah, it's just down that way, just off the harbour. So
Lovely staff, good coffee.
yes,
It's a thumbs up for me.
yeah, we'll give it a buy.
Yeah, definitely a buy. And what are we thinking next? Because this is lovely where we're sitting.
This
It's
is
just-
down by the harbour.
It's really nice.
Lifeboats and stuff over there.
And it's really busy today.
Yeah, as I said, there's a cruise ship in, so lots of tourists about, not many locals. But yeah, we'll go find somewhere to eat next. Right, so we got breakfast, went to the local bakery, Argo's, and got ourselves a wee sausage roll. And we're gonna eat it in the shadow of St Magnus Cathedral, which
Very
is
romantic.
this big red sandstone building here. You can see it goes all the way up there. Massive building. So this is pretty much the centre of Kirkwall right here. Over there at the Market Cross there, that is where they start a game they call the Bar, which is a bowl game where there's two teams, uppies and the doonies. They throw a ball into the middle. There's no restriction on how many people are in each team, but they throw the ball into the middle and then basically wrestle the ball from one end of the town to the other, and whichever team gets the ball to one end or the other is the winning team. And that's the bar game, and they do that twice a year, Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So if you're ever in Orkney, New Year's Day or Christmas Day, come and see that, because it's always a great sight. And all the windows and all the shops, you'll see there's little like holes beside the windows where they put up like wooden safety things. So that's to stop people playing the bar from going smashing through the windows, to keep the shops and things safe. So yeah, anyway, after that history lesson, let's try out my new breakfast. Good way to start the day. So as you know, this town is called Kirkwall, right?
Right.
Kirk is like another word for a church. It's a cathedral, so that's what the kirk is. And that wall there that people are sitting on, water used to come up there. So where I did the park run this morning, all that water used to come all the way up here. So this used to be underwater, way back in the day, so not like recently or anything like that. So I assume this is maybe the wall that Kirkwall is named after.
That would make sense.
That is not official or anything like that. That is just my own summation, and
Oh, so it's not true.
probably not.
I was thinking like Captain Kirk.
Probably not, but it makes sense to me. So the last stop on our tour of Orkney, left Kirkwall and we're heading back. We're now at the front of the first barrier. So as I said to you, these are the barriers built during the Second World War, commissioned by Winston Churchill, as the sign says. Churchill barriers. So yeah, constructed by Italian prisoners of war. So over there, that is where the Italian chapel is. Don't know if we're going to stop there today because it used to be free to go into, but in recent years they've started charging people to go in, which is a a shame. I think it's partly because people it got vandalised once as well, which is a shame. But yeah, it's a good place to stop, have some lunch, and check out the views. Well guys, it is tomorrow and it's time to leave Orkney. So what did you make of your time here?
It was lovely to see family, really, really nice. The weather was fantastic. Really, like, you know, a bit weird yesterday weather-wise, wasn't it? Like really stormy during the night, but the sun's shining today and it was really, really nice, and I'm looking forward to going home.
Yes, as you can see, clear blue skies, and there's the ferry over there. Just about to drive onto that, we're just queuing behind everybody else. So 11:30 ferry. We come down just half an hour early, but it looks like we're the last one in the queue.
And it's windy though, isn't it? So I hope it's going to be a nice journey.
Yeah, it's a breezy one, but yeah, enjoyed the time in Orkney. Seen some of the sights, seen some of the new things, new shops, new coffee places.
Good food, good drink.
Yeah, highly rate it all. So probably come back up next summer and see what else has changed. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and it's been a pleasure doing this trip. If you want to keep up to date with what we're getting up to and what I'm getting up to with my fitness journey and stuff like that, then subscribe to the channel, and yeah, that'll be it till next video. So we'll see you then. Bye bye.